they both are going to talk about very interesting things. So the catchy thing for us was that Agile in a typical bank head offices is pretty like a big buzzword, but we've never heard anybody applying something in the branches themselves and working there. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the stage. So please, we can start.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, let me thank you, all of you, for your presence and to actually listen to this interesting topic. We heard a lot regarding the agile way of working, how it is applied in IT departments usually, and some other. But in branch network, actually, we are pioneers in our market applying the new way of work. How we have gone through this journey together with Erik. Actually, we are going to present our learnings and some failures during our journey by applying the new way of work in the branch. Uh, Let me start. We have actually, the concept will be why we are doing this, why we did actually and choose the agile way of working, what is the purpose behind that, how we did it. We are going to go through our journey starting from people, what we did with the roles, with the organization structure, how we have changed the processes, and of course, in the end, the what. It is about the key results, what was our aim, and what we have achieved so far. So let me start, but we have started actually this way, our journey. Agile was never a goal. Agile, actually, what we discussed and what we presented to our branch employees is that through Agile way of working, through new way of working, we are going to achieve a better business results. So this is the aim. It was not that when you are working directly in the branch with customers, especially with people that are customer facing roles, they do not understand the acronyms. We have heard also the presentation yesterday about the acronyms. And when we do the changes, somehow they are afraid or they do not accept it very well. So this is the reason why we have chosen to go with a new way of work by implementing the ceremonies and rituals, but not just like scaring people that we are going to transform everything. We have started small, step by step. So, Erik.
Yes, thank you, Marita. Once again, thank you for the invitation. And we were actually in discussion with Marita. We were looking forward to share something which is not probably seen very much in banking, and especially in when we talk about branches. But it is something that we are now in the path where we have implemented a lot. But of course, this journey continues. There is a lot to be done as well. But at this point, we thought that it would be good to share wherever possible what are our experiences, what we were able to do. Just a bit of chronology from you, a bit of history. When I took in 2020 the branches network in Raiffeisen Bank here in Kosovo, I have to say that one of the first things that I've seen was that how bureaucratic is the management level in the branches, and who actually this like a spaghetti structure, everyone reporting to everyone, and how if you want to get something done, it would take you literally ages to get it done. So it was, as Merita said, it was not a goal. And at that time, I have to say, it was not that we decided to go with Agile, but we were somehow teased to see what are the methodologies out there that could help us to try and change the branches. And by that, of course, by changing the model of work in the branch, of course, we will be discussing about that, but we improve customer experience, products, sales, and everything. But the purpose is was always to ensure that the clients are a best-in-class customer experience, and to shift from simple sales to, so to say, servicing to value-added activities. So we were more into simple sales up to that point, and the results were like that. Then from Vienna point of view, or our head office, our employees or more most value thing as well. So working from that perspective, we needed to encourage, we needed to boost employee engagement and to empower our teams. That's why we decided to go with the agile way of working, and to change first their mindset, and in order to reach this full potential, which, by the way, I still think that we have not reached the full potential, because we see that there can be a lot more in terms of agile, but we have boosted the engagement, and we have for sure unlocked their potential like never before. Our mission, even in the head office level, is to, we say that we want to transform continuous innovation into a superior customer experience, and this goes also with the mission of our bank here in Kosovo, which where we want to be perceived as a digital bank with human touch. So the buzzword, not only in banking, but I think these days in all industries, is to be digital. We have a bit moved from that. We want to be seen as a digital, but we always want to have that digital, that human touch that we provide to our clients whenever that is needed. So we are basically, we move from brick and mortar banking to not directly to agile, but we are keeping this agile digital bank, but with a human touch. So this is mainly our purpose in the beginning, that we wanted to, together with Merita and the team, to touch upon our branches, and that's the way that we have agreed to continue. The first thing that we aimed to change was definitely the behavior. We had hard time in the beginning in the branches only to listen to us carefully, what we want to achieve and what we want to do. Nobody understood us in the beginning, and the question that was always asked was, are you not satisfied what we are doing? If you implement this, what next? Does this mean that we are going to down the path where you will be implementing something here, and after 6 months, necessarily you will come and say you are not needed here anymore? So it was quite a challenge in the first 6 months, I would say, where with Merita, we just visited branches, the management of the branches, and all the people in the branches, and then just discussed with them what we want to do in order to get their buy-in. And the second phase then was to start with the remodeling of the branches. So we here in Kosovo, we have roughly 40 branches. Out of those, when we started with the agile way of working, roughly 30 branches, or 75% of them were with cash. And today we have transformed them. 60% of our branches are now cashless, which means that we moved from 75% that were branches with cash. Now only 40% of them remain with cash. And the plan is that in 2024, by the end of 2024, only 20% of our branches will have cash. And only the agile methodology actually allowed us to move in this aspect as a beginning point. Then we had to shift the transaction, because by not keeping cash, it meant that we were not able to serve a certain number of segments and clients. So it meant that we need to shift transactions toward electronic channels. Before even we removed cash, we worked on a number of applications and systems, and then we placed them in the branches. So when the clients came with the cash, we gave them an option to do these transactions electronically, and in the beginning, especially in the first 6 months to 1 year, with a lower fee or no fee at all. Then the third point was to shift service job to more sales. Again, one information for you is that at a certain point, when we started analyzing this, roughly 70% of our people were sales, while 30% were only service. So they didn't sell nothing at all. They served the clients, but they didn't have targets. And today, 95% of our clients have already targets. And by the end of this year, actually, by the end of 2023, our aim is that 100% of our branch staff will have sales targets. So we achieved this by getting their buy-in, by training them, by educating them even better in this aspect, to achieve and to come to a place where they can all have targets, they can reach the targets, and ultimately they will be where they can be paid in bonuses even more they were paid earlier. And all of this has also shown to be to have a reduced number in recent years of the branch employees. It was not our intention in the beginning. It is not that in our plan, like we, for example, we had 150 people and we said that we are going to have 120. No, however, it went somehow naturally. Whenever we had a person that left the bank, we just simply did not replace them. So it's not that we went with a strategy where we said we are going to cut off people. That was not at all. However, whenever we had a possibility not to replace someone, we empowered someone else, and we continued with that approach. So this was, I would say, in the beginning as well.
Thank you, Erik.
Thanks.
Okay, so I will continue with the how. Of course, that when we started the journey, the main factor actually in how we are going to transform is through the people. So our focus was on people, how they are going to be affected, how we are going to communicate to them. We have actually invited them before we have started in the workshops, like focus group, when we shared the idea, what if we do this? So we have like co-created together the new way of work. We had different workshops regarding the pain points. Where do they have their pain points and how we can improve on that? How we are going to adapt the model in order for them actually to get better and to maximize their potential. So we have five factors actually when we have started the journey, and we have communicated this to our branch actually employees. The first one is employee satisfaction. So provide our people more space for making decisions that will enable getting closer to our customers. As mentioned before, the customer, and we know that one of the Agile principles is that customer is a king. So of course that the customer will be our focus points. We have focused a lot, and this I'm saying because when we did a comparison with the other networks in RBI level, in Raiffeisen Bank International, what we found out that in mindset and behavior, at least people who has visited us, they could see a change in the mindset. So for that, we feel proud. So we wanted actually to promote the culture of proactivity, collaboration, and trust. We had a discussion also yesterday, a presentation about the trust, and we know that the trust actually, it takes a long time to gain. But if we actually give them a space and offer a safe environment to learn, especially from the mistakes, then the trust and collaboration actually has been increased. Another factor that we were considering was profiling of roles. So now, actually, we have more like universal roles. That it means that they will serve our customers. It's not only one segment, for example, individuals, but also servicing the other customers from business as well. Another thing that we did, and actually it was accepted very well, even though that it was tough decision. When we did the journey and the transformation, we have removed one layer of management. So it means that ex-managers on the branch level, now they are part of the team. So they are not managers anymore. But the way how we have communicated, actually they are now part of the team and they are contributed in day to day. Actually, they are participating in the ceremonies and everything. Collaboration, still, it is one of the main focus areas for us. So we wanted to promote empowerment, ownership, and engagement within squad members to deliver higher sense of purpose. So they have their own targets. They do the planning session. In the planning session, they discuss about how they are going, actually what they are going to achieve first, it is what, and then how they are going to achieve is that they discuss actually with each other and they share the plan with the team. But of course, that the accountability is with individuals. So each of them actually write on their backlog what are they going to achieve and how they are going to do it. And of course, the NPS progress. We compared one KPI that I would like to mention here is that we had NPS progress. When we compared, because still we are not 100% agile way of working in all branch network, when we compare traditional branches with agile way of working branches, we have come to a conclusion, actually the figures said that the branches that are in the agile way of working has better results in NPS. So the customers are liking the new way of working. I would like also to share throughout the journey, actually, with the feedback of our employees and all the stakeholders and the core team involved, because it was not only two of us, it was the whole team that actually we worked together and co-created. We have made like a training package. Since this is a new way of work, actually, we wanted them to be uh, the best actually, so from good, because we are having the best results in the branch network, and we did when we started. So people were asking, we are good, why we want to change? But then we say to them that actually we want to be better. And then we have offered the training package included agile way of working fundamentals, effective communication, and working as a team. These two new themes actually I have integrated in order because they are somehow aligned. The agile way of working, the values of agile, actually they are linked very much with how we communicate and how we work as a team. Other trainings, formal trainings that we offered to our employees were superior customer experience, digital education, because Eric said that he mentioned that actually we want to be best in the class and to be a bank with a human touch. But of course, the digital products are our priority. Offered a refresh training about the bank products, on-job training, and coaching one-to-one. Actually, I was in the field or in the branch most of the time when it started the journey together with the agile trainers. What we have offered, what else actually is that we had a team that supported us from RBI. So we have worked like an academy for agile trainers and as well as for regional branch managers. So leadership. Sorry. So just maybe to be more concrete, how it was the organizational design and how is currently, what we have changed. So you see that actually Eric has mentioned also in the beginning, so many hierarchical lines. And what we did is that we made like a circle level. So now everyone, like 25 people, reports directly to the circle lead. So they do not have any more like sub branch or branch manager to report to, like it was one manager with 3 or 4 employees. And in this case, now they are all together in a circle. We have some new roles. So we have merged 3 to 4 branches, it depends. And we have the agile trainer that supports the transition. Eric, can you continue?
Yes. Um, what also Marita was saying that the people in the branches do not have a direct report to many managers these days, but what they have for sure is their voice, and that was the main thing that we tried from day one to achieve. And we see that even though we are here for 20 years, in the last 18 years, is not that we were hearing the voice of our people, and because they were not directly working through us, but due to the many layers of management and how they were reporting, we were only receiving a portion of what they were saying, or mostly in most of the times what they were saying were transitions or change when it came here. So from that point of view, now even myself as a head of segment and network, I participate all the time in in morning meetings and retrospectives that they have. And now we have the possibility that even the personal banker in the most distant city of Kosovo has the ability to discuss the backlog through us as well here, and to listen what they are doing. And most of the time, it's even more beneficial for us, because when we hear them, we get feedback on how and what we can work in even more. What you see here in the circle as well is that we have merged branches and we have merged roles, which means that you might have a branch which doesn't have a manager sitting all the time there, but you have a one team coordinator who is visiting these branches, who is doing promotion on their behalf, sending them clients all the time, and then most of the time they have targets as well. So they need to achieve these targets. As of now, and Merita mentioned one thing, and for us the most important thing is always NPS. We see that roughly 25 to 30% NPS is better in the branches that were with Agile compared to those that we have still not transformed to Agile. And this is coming mostly due to the fact that the people that are working in branches are happier, and as I said in the beginning, they have a voice, and even through the customers we see that they are more happier. From the one thing that I didn't mention, and I think Merita as well, is that from the perspective of sales, which by the end of at the end of the day we are here for, even sales improved a lot in the first two regions that we were able to change to agile methodology. We saw an increase of roughly 15% of of the sales volumes through these people. Merita, you want to continue or?
Thank you, Erik.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I think I catch a cold, and I was praying that I will not start coughing during the presentation, but it happened.
Good
Okay.
good that it's online, so you don't spread it to
Yeah.
the audience.
Yeah. Okay. So I will just discuss. We were focused a lot on actually learning part and development, as I said. And we had a special trainings and meetings with our leaders of the branch, because now we have some roles like team coordinator and circle lead. And we, together with them, actually, we are working very closely to be more like servant leader, because they were like, if I could say, traditional leaders working with a bank like 15 or 20 years, and it was not an easy actually an easy journey, because when it started they said that no, we have actually this way of work, so a little bit resistant. But then throughout the way and through the training session, actually now we are working together. And our aim was actually to uh, help them and to support them to be a really servant leader. Why I'm saying it was not easy, because somehow they were just only point of contact. If someone was visiting the branch from head office or from RBI, they were just meeting only the branch manager. Now, as stated also by Eric, they can participate in the planning session in the retrospective when all head of departments are there, and they can discuss very freely, ask questions, and feel safe and not judged. So this is what we have changed. Regarding the steering and governance, what we did and how we are applying the agile way of working, of course, for each team or circle, we have team agreements. The team agrees on how they are going to work, the rules and the standards. The ceremonies, Scrum ceremonies, we are actually having daily stand-up on circle level. So all the meetings are done in teams, because now the circle is somehow bigger. It's not only one branch with 4 employees, but there are like 20 people. We do first the planning session, and then on a daily meeting, they discuss about how they are going to do and where do they stand regarding the objectives set on the planning session. We have the review meeting when we see how we did it, and we invite also the stakeholder uh, if there are any changes, how we are implementing the new way of work and our objectives. This is the crucial part. On retrospective, this is one of the ceremonies that I like a lot, especially in the branch level, because I think that this ceremony has changed the way how they are working. They were not used to discuss very freely, but when we had retrospective, sometimes through games, they have opened up, and now they are discussing very openly and feel safe when they discuss for any changes or any issues or problems, or they can give a feedback to their colleagues or to the manager. as well, which was not the case actually before. So this is helping a lot regarding collaboration and how they work as a team. Another thing regarding the steering, I have just put here just some of the main things. Actually, we do like a health checks on quarterly basis when we have the branch office scorecards. So each of the employees actually evaluates the roles, evaluates also us. It's anonymous, and actually we share the results with each of them. And then if we need to improve on that, then of course that together we make an action plan. So they assess the roles, including us. They assess the ceremonies, each ceremony, how it's going, and actually if they have anything to improve, and also tools that actually we use, like Kanban board and whiteboard as well when you do a backlog. So we do it on quarterly basis, and of course that each quarter that we are doing, there is the progress. I must say here, our learning, and be very honest here, that with this form of assessment, there were cases that some of our traditional branch manager somehow actually we listened to the voice of employees, and it came out that some traditional or more autocritic managers came into the surface, uh, which is not good for us, but at least we could improve on that.
If I may just add here, Merita, making it
Sure.
maybe more interactive. Not everybody is suited for agile way of working. We have to admit that, and the fact that change is not for everyone. Even though we like to say that change can affect everyone, but change is definitely not for everyone. We have had, especially one major case where a circle lead was simply not adapting to our way of work, and due to the fact that now we were receiving the voice from other people in the branch of how of the treatment and then transparency, all that things that for the previous year we didn't have, we could not touch base on. Now we had this information. We gave it for I think 2 quarters to change and to see if that can be changed, behaviorally speaking, and also performance as well. We saw that it cannot be, especially this person cannot change of how we are expecting, so we had to take measures. So agile also, one thing that has done for us, it has exposed good people but also exposed the people in the branches, or in this case management, they are not worthy of doing their job, to be sincere.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, so you can continue, Rick, with what?
Yeah, thank you, Marita. If you can change the slide as well, yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, Mate also mentioned, and I will continue with NPS. It's the Net Promoter Score is the one thing that we measure the most. I always like to say, and I am a firm believer that having a proper NPS is giving you an upper hand in the market. It is a fact that uh, we are the absolute leaders in the market. We hold around 25% of the market, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to change. And due to the fact that we are measuring other banks as banks MPS as well, it means that we are basically investing more in other banks that they are doing for themselves. And this gives us the upper hand, where we have more information of how they are treating their clients compared to what they have in their books as well. So for us, what we have seen through Agile, and then we have compared, and I also mentioned this earlier, was that in NPS, in the places where we had Agile, it improved overall. In places that we did not have, it remained. But as the overall NPS of our segment and our branches, it has improved a lot, and it has actually gained even more advantage when compared to the other banks. Uh, Agile here is really going well on track. The results are providing the right, are being seen as strategically proven until now that it works well. and it has improved the sales performance, which means that we are on track to do things. And now, just in the fourth quarter, so beginning of November, we will be starting with the highest region here in Kosovo, which accounts for 40% of our market share, so to say, of branches. And there's I think will be our real test in Agile, and to see how the everything has worked. We have no doubts that it will also be a good results, because as I said, we have learned from our mistakes in the past, and we are now in the position, and we are able to do things even better. One thing that I also want to mention is that we have managed to shift simple sales into servicing value-added services. And as I earlier said as well, 95% of our transactions now are being done through electronic channels, compared to 70% that was only 2.5 years ago. So this alone is a ratio that shows you that there has been a lot of improvement. But this can also be done in 98 or 99%, which is our goal, because we are aware that 100%, as long as you have cash, cannot be achieved, but 99% for sure can be achieved. And with this model, we see that that can be done, right?
Yes. Okay, so how we are going to continue our journey? Of course, that we are going to be scaling the agile way of working also in other branches. So right now we have like around 60% covered by agile way of working, as mentioned actually by Erik. On the first quarter, we will continue with the biggest branch in the capital city. Of course, that we are going to continue with the assessment pulse survey on quarterly assessment, and also here we have feedback loops from our customers. So we are empowering people to discuss with our customers, and if they need anything in addition, or they want to improve, for example, regarding the products, then of course that always we link it with the product owners of that product. Because in retail, apart from the branch network that we are discussing today, we have the retail tribe, which is product driven. So based on the products, we have a product owner and the development team that is working continuously on how to improve our products to the customers. So this is the link that we done it also with the branch. If they have a feedback from the customer, then immediately actually we send it to the product owner and to the team. Regarding the agile leadership team, actually we are going to change a little bit the way of how we used to have branch managers meetings. So simply we are going to have like one dashboard on country level. We are going to collect the highest level impediments, and we did it together, this with the circle leads and with the team that is supporting the agile way of working in the branches. And somehow we want people to be more accountable, when not just complaining when they come in the head office, but also to be a leader on how to resolve the impediments and problems. So we are working on this, and very soon actually we will have the new way of meetings, if I could say. And one thing that actually we are going to pilot with one of the circles this year, it will be a team targets. Right now we have only individual targets. Some of them are team targets like MPS, but most of them actually are individual targets. They have actually they have more individual, and what we are going to do is that we will have everything will be like a team target. They will have one objective, and all of them actually some will receive the same amount of the incentive. I think that it will boost very much the agile way of working and collaboration, because in this case they will be actually ready to support each other, and also to reach maybe better results at what we are having now. But of course that this will be experiment with one circle. We have learned that in agile we start small, so let's see how we are going to do. But I believe very much that actually it will boost the collaboration and empowerment of our employees. maybe just to share some of the main things, what was the key to success in our journey, in our case. One thing that I mentioned actually in the beginning was open communication. So discuss with the people openly how it's going to affect the roles, the hierarchy, the way of work, the line management. Another thing that I would like to highlight is that include everyone from the beginning, all stakeholders in the process, and speak with them very transparency. Collaboration and co-creation, I mentioned several times during my presentation. I think that it's a key to success. The agile way of working actually has been proven that actually it allows people to be more safe and to discuss more openly. Develop and grow people and mindset change, actually, it helped us a lot on how we are doing the agile way of working in our branch network. Erik, do you have anything to add here?
No, just to reiterate what you said, the communication is key. It has shown to be key, and this voice that try to always give voice to everyone, listen to them. That's, I think, the most important part of it. And the fact that you also mentioned, but start small, start test, always test. Now we are trying to do a test with a team target, which is something totally new when it comes to banking, because banks like to put targets on you. But we are trying to see how this can go with a certain region only, and if everything goes well, we have some models that we've seen can work, and we want to test it here as well. So that's our next steps.
Okay, so just some of the photos in the end I will share during our ceremonies on the branch level. Some of them are done physically. Usually, when we start the transformation, actually, we go directly on the branch when we meet people. And then after 2 or 3 months, when they are more stable, then we do actually on Microsoft Teams all the ceremonies. And here are some beautiful photos from retrospectives when we start with the gaming. Some games that I would maybe like to share. For example, one in one of the circles when we want to start positively by asking employees to thank each other, a specific person, on how did they support him or her during the last month. So this is just some of the photos, only some. And this is our branch network, how it looks. And one of the mottos is make agile and branches happen. So now we remain open for your questions.